What's going on, everyone? Welcome to 2021's Friendsgiving, SLAP Friendsgiving. I just want to take a moment to say my name is Vic. I'm one third of the founders in SLAP organizations, the SLAPcollective organization. And I'm really excited to be here alongside of these two individuals here. They look great. They look beautiful, right? We just want to say also thank you for joining us on this feed on the telethon that we'll be doing today. But I'll go to my partner here.
Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. I'm looking forward to this year's SLAP Friendsgiving. I'm very appreciative of the two of you and everyone else that's tuned in right now. I'm also a founder of SLAPcollective, photographer, philanthropist. I'm looking forward to connecting with everyone today and having some dialogue. So.
Word. I'm Bri, the last and final founder of the SLAPcollective. A poet, a writer, organizer. I'm just excited to be here also and to really put the community that we have built and gotten to learn and know and grow with on display and just be in conversation with everybody. So like Dave said, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tapping in, for donating, for sharing the word, and I hope you have something that you can take away from this programming. But without further ado, we're gonna get into who we are, why we're here, and what our goals are for this evening and for the remainder of the year and our future as an organization.
Wonderful. When I thought about today, I thought it was important for us to talk about, for first-time viewers, to talk about what SLAP is all about. What is SLAP? When you hear the word SLAP, what does that mean? So if someone's tuning in today for the first time, SLAP stands for self-love, affirmation, preservation. And we exhibit that in different ways versus when we meet up to have dialogue or different events that we have. I like the way that first starts individually. When we lead with intention, everything that we do starts individually with leading intention and putting yourself first. And I like to see how it transitions into the community. And when we think about what are the needs for the community and how do we do that with intention.
Right. So, one of the things that, resonate when you say that is with intention. I think that when we think of SLAP, we kind of think further back to some of how we grew up, I remember specifically having a music teacher named Mr. Newton, and that music teacher was so instrumental to me, no pun intended, but so instrumental to me in the sense of I just remember how much culture that music teacher inspired into me just by being there every single or every other day, whatever the schedule was, but how much how impacting that was on my life. And one of the things that SLAP came in and, I think upholded is that same value, the things that we're losing in our community nowadays. So I think intent is such a key word because, understanding and recognizing what's missing and focusing on a direction is exactly what the goal of a SLAP was for. So it's great you said that.
Yeah, I think to further that just point on intention is like really just wanting to offer a space for people like ourselves to kind of just come in and express and explore what expression could be like, especially with other people in groups and in intimate ways where you're learning more about yourself while like sharing more of yourself with others and kind of just feeding off of that energy. So that individual to collective intentionality is definitely important.
Yeah, I love how it starts individually, then it comes collectively for the community. And one of the things that I do like about the collective as well is how we show up as our best selves and we encourage each other to show up as our best selves.
Right.
And not only that we show up as our best selves, we accept each other for who we are.
Right.
And knowing that having that acceptance gives us the energy and whatever trust or feeling that we need to move forward and work together.
Right.
Yeah.
So how's that experience, I guess, molded the continuation of SLAP, right? So getting back to the structure of why we built SLAP, how does that, help motivate?
I think I like when we get together and we explore our individual passions or interests and further. We encourage each other to do that a little bit further, and I like how it has transitioned into like the different ways that we gather throughout the year. I'm looking for, and you'll be seeing some examples of that today, and I'm looking forward to that. And I really like the workshops that we really sat down and thought about what is it that we're missing from the community, and then we decide to come together and do something about it.
Yeah, I think that the ever evolving nature of art and who we are as beings is something that continues to rocket us towards that our dreams, our goals, our the things that we may not even think is possible, and then just understanding what's in line for it. That's one of the things that I take from that as far as motivating for the future. So that's awesome. I think that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just a true testament to just how we navigate the community and such as well. Is like we hear from those that come out and gather with us what they're interested in, what they're looking to learn, what they're in the process of or aspiring towards, and we find ways to find more of that information within the community and present it in a way that is palatable, digestible, and actionable in a sense where we're the ones teaching each other photography. Right. We're the ones hosting each other and writing workshops. We're the ones taking each other out on these photography walks and tours and such. So really being able to just congregate and be together with the community and like hear what you have to offer or what you're looking for, and being able to piece programming together for that was really kind of like the highlight and the only way that we're actually even able to be a collective, in the sense of being able to really feed from and feed into anybody, almost anybody.
Yeah. And I really like the way that we come together, and there's this notion of that we're always learning, right? In life, we're always a student of life. We're always learning, and we're always finding better practices and better ways to sustain ourselves and our community. And I think with that knowledge and that basis, it allows us to come together and meet on another level, a deeper level that's more meaningful, and that I think it lasts longer.
Yeah, I like that when you said a deeper level, because as both of you were talking, I started to think about the bond, right? Like when you're learning from people of your same fabric, of your same, or different, there's a certain trust that begins to happen. There's a certain flow of trust and communication that begins to get established. And that's something that's communal, right? You can't take that away from us. We get a chance to expound on that forever and continue to evolve as that happens. And as the greater community begins to feel the waves of the organization of SLAP being the community, we get a chance to touch different lives and get a chance to meet people who we could still learn from, and we can get a chance to at least connect the dots for other individuals. So I'm glad that both of y'all were talking about that inert bond that naturally happens when you're working with people over a period of time and doing that. So that's great.
Yeah. I also want to highlight, like as SLAP, I like when we partner with members in the community. I like when we put our heads together and we reach out, or they reach out to us, they extend a hand, or we reach out a hand, or it's a phone call, or it's an introduction. I like the relationships that we build off the basis of the values that we already have as an organization, but also I like realizing how we are all in the same mission in one way or another, which is to be better overall with wellness, and right. Also we're all looking to share knowledge and be resourceful, and that happens. And I like when we come together as a community, realizing that we are the resource that we need ourselves, right, after spending enough time together.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's deep.
That's deep.
That's deep.
Yeah, I think being able to, again, just like trust each other and know that we're going to show up for each other, and having art kind of be like the table that we meet at, having art be the lens that we offer ourselves the opportunity to like examine ourselves, to view ourselves, see ourselves amongst others. I think that's really what actually ties the bond the most, in the sense of knowing that like self-love at the basis, once that's there, and it's affirmed, and you start to establish these practices to preserve that wellness and that way of being and that way of life, it really does kind of like matriculate to be the energy flow that is in and out of the community, the people that come to gatherings. Like being in Brooklyn and New York, we're definitely a space of transplants. A lot of people coming from a lot of different places in the world. We might be a pit stop, we might be a new beginning, or it might be the end of a phase of someone's life in terms of them leaving town and such. But all of that interaction is super impactful, and they either come back, they either send somebody else, or just like make sure that what they felt and what they've experienced and taken from that experience goes beyond that moment, beyond themselves and stuff as well. We're always getting people sent to workshops who always, hey, I heard you guys do this. Is this possible? And everything else. So it really is a testament to, again, the folks that we circle and interact with, because that is what fuels the way that we program, the ways that we collaborate, and just try to bring everybody together.
I love that you said that, because even as founders, I feel like I'm still part of the collective. Like I'm leaving these events more empowered. I'm feeling more resourceful. And I think that's the main consensus, or how people usually feel when they come to an event. Or maybe you guys anyone tuning in today will be able to tell what it is like when you come to an event. But I also want to talk about like why and how SLAP has been important to me. SLAP made me realize the power of community. It made me realize the importance of really truly stepping outside of your comfort zone, and there's power in that, right? Stepping outside of your comfort zone and speaking even when your voice is shaking. You realize there's other people in the same fight. You realize there's other people that are stepping outside of their comfort zones, and it's motivating. It's motivating. It pushes you forward, and then it makes you a lot more mindful too of who you are and the spaces that you feel and the impact that you have in the community. And being with SLAP through these past 6-7+ years, and just being in the community together and meeting with you guys on the same intention and values, it has like made me grown on an exponential level as an individual. So SLAP has been super important to me. So I thank you too. I thank the community. I thank everyone tuning in today. I think everyone that shared the links. We're going to give a lot of more thank yous later, but that's why SLAP is truly important to me.
Right. You want me to go? You break the order. SLAP is important to me for a lot of reasons in a lot of different ways. I think on the first initial individual level, it's truly just given me purpose. It's given me something to do and care about and strive for over the last almost decade. It started off as a personal journey of just looking for space to write and share and not be the only one in the room having that story being told. And in creating that one little room in one space and people showing up and being thankful that there was a space for them to show up to, it just changed the whole idea of what the point was to gather and to bring folks together. And it also opened my eyes to the fact that there's art is everywhere. Art is life. Art and creation is an integral part of how you spend your time and your energy in your existence. So seeing the many ways that people were tapping into just expression and art and creation, be it photographers at writing workshops or writers at yoga or all those other things, and different ways to kind of view life and wellness just kind of came to the forefront as more people entered the room and started having conversations about what they create and how they spend time and what they're moved to do. So just being around other people that expressed interests and passions and purposes themselves just gave me this sense of like purpose and just willingness and wanting to explore that and like dive into that more. So yeah. That's it.
As always, y'all took it.
She's
take
such
all
a
the good
poet.
ones eloquently, so I can't go after. But
Poet is not even enough to say what it is.
I know for a fact SLAP for me has allowed me to expand my vision, to expand a lot of people's vision, and I mean that with the same sentiment coming from Bri of it's a lot of things, right? What does that mean? Before SLAP, I would consider myself a photographer, but the opportunity that SLAP has given me has allowed me to spend my visions in different ways of learning. I think the most interesting thing that if you're not a creative, you don't take photos or you don't do makeup or whatever the case may be, you can learn, right? You could learn how things operate or why things work the way they do, or how to write something eloquently, as Bri just spoke, right? Like these things, these things are like, it's just amazing. It's like the aha moment, the oh wow moment that you feel that, you know, like all of a sudden the light turns on and you've been here for such a long time and like, okay, this was the opportunity. This was my moment. The time is now. And so for anyone again, who's watching, the expanding the vision is not meaning that, you know, you don't have a vision and, you know, now you're onto one. It's more of like taking what you like and what you know, maybe don't understand or don't like and delving into that a little bit more, or experiencing it just by being in the atmosphere of some great individuals. So all of what they said and on top of that, on top of the fact that I think that, you know, learning and being able to expand my vision to a greater level and make me a better artist, a better person. I wasn't flexible before yoga, you know, so just being able to learn some of these things and say, hey, you know what, let me try it, and let me see how that goes, and it opens up a beautiful flower, something completely new that you never expected. So you know, water your roots, and expand your vision a little bit by
Gems.
you know, by staying around those individuals who are thinking on that next level of evolving. So
Word.
I think that's been great. So
Cool. I'm gonna spin us back around. You want to give us a quick history of Friendsgiving?
Yeah, so Friendsgiving, I mean everyone I think traditionally knows what a Friendsgiving is and what it means to us is a little bit different but the same, right? So when you think of Friendsgiving, I think naturally we think of people bringing a nice plate, mac and cheese or stuffing or whatever the case may be. I know you just had Thanksgiving, so understanding that is sharing some of your favorite dishes or your most precious creations. So when I think about Friendsgiving, and I'm gonna get to the history story, I promise. When I think about Friendsgiving, I really think of all of us bringing our own special flavor to the table, not just to eat physically, but to eat mentally and really get a chance to say, wow, you know, I didn't really understand that format or that media and the way that this person spun it. It allowed me to see, wow, it's beautiful. You know, I get that. I always envision that Bob Ross picture when you start off with nothing and after you turn off with this, wow, how did that even happen in less than 30 minutes? I thought that was beautiful. So getting into Friendsgiving, I think about, you know, where we're hosting our Friendsgiving this year, our visual places as Living Gallery is thinking about that first opportunity that we had to bring together a lot of our friends and friends of friends. So thinking about that first one, expounding on when Bri started off with the writing workshops, I think about one of the writing workshops that led into one of our first open mics that we ever had, and that being the goosebumps that Bri and I and Gerold looked at each other and kind of like raised our eyebrows, like this is amazing, this is awesome, and seeing that particular facet where it's more than one thing happening in an area or something flowing into a different program was the beauty of what SLAP continued to create, and thinking about Friendsgiving along the years, we've done so many different ways of Friendsgiving. This year, our telethon is our new launch that we're doing. Last year, it was our, just a visual working gallery. And years before, we've had so many different special, intricate pieces that we wanted to make sure that people wouldn't miss. Just trying to get it all into a collaborated program. It's beautiful. So I think about that first Friendsgiving. I think about all of our friends coming and their friends coming, us just popping popcorn in the back, just having that space, and how wonderful it felt, how joyous it felt. It felt like a celebration. And I think about this day every year as a celebration. How do you guys feel about Friendsgiving?
It's definitely a celebration. It's showing honor and respect and gratitude for all the work that anyone has done in a year. It's like our kickoff to the holidays.
Yeah.
Go eat and be merry with people you love, hopefully on Thanksgiving, and 2 days later come hang out with us and hopefully receive a nice fresh breath of air. We've been changing our format and really getting into a groove of how this is a showcase and a fundraiser. And last year we did a virtual gallery, but we definitely wanted to make sure we got back into physical space with each other, back into physical space to view and receive art, visual art of all mediums. But also it's important to highlight the conversations that we have all throughout the year, not just the glad we made it to the end of the year type of conversation, but really to celebrate and acknowledge who we are and what we do. And again, all the many different things and facets of what we do as a collective and as a community and as individuals. So I'm excited that we've expanded into this format of a telethon, more so to be in conversation with people that, you have conversations. I have conversations privately behind closed doors, small groups, that I'm like, man, if more people heard this or knew this or thought like this, I think a lot of people would be in different and or better spaces. So I'm excited to just have these conversations be a part of your conversations and to kind of take them outside of the usual formats that we have them. So definitely a celebration. Definitely a thank you, and hopefully a well-received gesture of gratitude.
Y'all said everything. No,
that's it.
Well, basically, I'm just touch on Friendsgiving a little bit. To me, it's always been like, a celebration, but also, like Bri mentioned, and honoring ourselves for making it through the year and recapping some of the conversations that we've had, and then also highlighting some artists that we've worked with or always look to work with. And I like what Vic mentioned earlier. The food that we're bringing is the art and the dialogue and the flavor. The flavor that was the flavor that we're bringing is the art and the dialogue. And I look forward to it each year. Each year, I would definitely say we've grown each year that we've done one. We've stretched ourselves and our capability and our capacities in ways that we've never imagined. And today's the example, and I'm really looking forward to the remainder of the day.
So today is a celebration. We are celebrating the artists. We are focusing on community and building on that. And one of the things that I really, really am super happy about with SLAP is the creation of a safe space. I know we briefly touch about this every time we talk, but that I want to emphasize on it simply because just like Gerold has spoke about, a lot of times we're going through some things that our neighbors may be going through, and if we break down that first barrier and create a safe space and an opening invitation for people to allow you to help or allow to ask for help, those are two big things that I think that isn't really offered or fostered a lot of times, and especially in our community. So I did want to touch on that a little bit, fostering a safe space for people to create their own energy or express what they're experiencing to get to the next level as well. So that's one of the things I kind of wanted to pinpoint before we kind of get into the meat and potatoes.
Oh, for sure. We definitely come as you are, leave as you be.
Right. Leave it what you get.
Yeah.
In peace.
If we shake something up, it's a feel good shake up.
Yeah.
It's not nothing crazy or unwelcomed. But yeah, it's really just there's so much pressure out there to be other things and to be for or against yourself. We don't have time for that. We don't have space for that. Today is our kickoff to our fundraising season. We're very aspirational in wanting to raise operational and programming funds. We have a strategic and full 3-year budget layout. We want to do it small and appropriately. We want to do it with the community in the sense of hiring folks that are already facilitating, to really be able to double down and expand on the programs that we already have, expand on the programs and visions that they might potentially have, and hire from within. We are all super dynamic and capable individuals. We all at some point have day jobs, still have day jobs, and found ourselves in this creative organizing space as a passion, as a tangential purpose to what we're doing in life, and a way to kind of expand ourselves. So we really have this goal of combining all of that and having the organization be led and run by the community that it serves, the community that serves it, and kind of move from there. So tonight, 25K is our goal.
25,000.
Why did we just do it?
We did not rehearse that.
That was not rehearsed, but that's the goal. And I think it would be, for us, a nice confirmation that we are in the right direction, that we are in the right group of individuals, and that you all see what it is that we are aspiring towards, and that you all see yourselves in that vision as well. Again, we're a mixed bag of artists, practitioners, organizers, and we're just hoping to continue to build and pool resources, pool our opportunities, and make sure that all the work, again, that we're all doing has alignment and can move forward and be longstanding. Part of our just internal goals of once we start to raise this money, in addition to just paying facilitators and really saying thank you in those ways that are more sustaining than hugs and I love yous, which have gotten us where we are this far. We want to expand into doing retreats, into doing residencies, into just being able to offer more resources as well. So again, more concentrated opportunities for folks to collaborate, for us, folks to expand on their work that they're doing, and to also just be in space that is of abundance, of access, of excess, of all of those things. So we are a 501c3. Don't be worried about that.
Yes, we are.
Donation receipts, all of those things. We are capable and able. There is a donation button on the screen for you all to hit.
Click that button.
To
smash
share.
it a couple times if you want.
However many times you'd like. There are donation amounts. You can donate however much you want. No amount is too large, too small. Yeah, it's just a testament to you. Yes, it's a testament to you all of, again, the interest and the importance of the existence that you have, and the ways that we want to kind of move forward. So that's what I have to say about that. We also have a matching sponsor, Blueprint. They have a segment later, so we'll talk about them a bit more. But for the first 7,500, 75K, we're gonna get there too. But for the first 7,500, they will be matching dollar for dollar. So start pouring those donations in. We appreciate you. Looking forward to the show today. We have a mix of speakers. We are live from First Live. Thank you, Danny and Emily Garcia and Edric, and your team is always phenomenal. So thanks for hosting us. We have a beautiful internal squad. Aziel and Bri, we'll get there later. But you guys are in for a treat. We have Support Black Art segment, which with Mitch Factorial, a lot of artists from the community organizers, as we mentioned. We'll have music interludes by Alexander.
Yep. You don't want to miss.
And lots of performances later.
Yeah.
So you all, again, are in for a treat. There's also a program on the screen for you all to download if you want to get some bios and handles and more information on everyone that is in our program for today. Y'all have any send-offs?
I'm just really looking forward to the dialogue today. I don't know any specific part of the day that you're really looking forward to.
I'm just ready to dig in. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to that sauce, some of that flavor. But yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? This is always a great time of year and a great happening that we do. And I'm just looking for everything that happens, you know, everything that transpires today. So again, thank you guys. We appreciate you. And we hope that you find something that you take away from here and come back, you know, come back.
I'm looking forward to witness the power of collaboration today. That's what I'm looking forward to witnessing.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, everybody, to who helped make this come about. Again, you know, Bri mentioned a lot of people, but we'll be mentioning a lot more individuals as the day goes by. Thank you again for making this possible, for being here, for being a part of the SLAP community.